Hello, and welcome to another episode of whatever we're calling this series, where I talk about Smite stuff. At the moment, we're going through an emergency in chat where Armada have been unable to field a roster for their scrims. We're trying to resolve it. Being a difficult task. Solo or Troll, I believe, is currently doing neither. Not soloing. So he is indeed trolling by being asleep during scrims. So that's a shout out to SOT. And Mask is also currently buying a car, apparently. Hazer doesn't even realize what's going on. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on, dude. I'm melted. I'm frying. I'm fried by the sun. But anyway, this week we're going to talk about Phase 1 as a whole. We're not going to bother talking about... Well, we'll talk a little bit about the last week. But at the moment, we can't load the schedule, so we can't actually bring up the game. So that's good. Good job, Smite Esports website. Pop in, as always. Thank you very much for that, Ro. And then we're going to talk about... Is this you assuming who's going to get through, though? Oh. No, you actually know. That's sick.
Everyone gets
Zori. Thank you very much for the subscription. 5 months. Welcome back to the hashtag HeyNation. Alright. Streak sent me it. Thanks, Streak. Perfect. Alright, how do I... Can I... Alright, oh, open original. Open original. That looks good to me. We can talk about this in a bit. First of all, we're going to kick off talking about the Phase 1 of the SPL before we fire into MSI stuff. Hello, Primo. Let's talk about the bottom 4 teams in the SPL. So this is the teams that we won't see at the mid-season invitational. So that's going to be Luminosity Gaming, Trifecta, Space Station Gaming, and SK Gaming. In reverse order there, for where they finished. So that was 10th to 7th.
Everyone gets a beast.
Thanks for the subscription. A gifted sub from Hawk to Siri. Much appreciated, Hockey. And welcome to the hashtag HeyNation. Alright. As right, what? I cannot get into a flow here. Can't get into the talking flow, you know. I think it's the heat. I'm gonna say that my brain's a bit fried. I was sitting out in the sun, having a few. I did have a few beers. Closed chat at Hazer. Nah. We're just gonna wing it. Right, let's work from the... I got a gifted sub for 100 bits. Thanks, Genetics. Right, let's start from the top and work our way down. So we'll start with SK Gaming, who I believe finished 7th, right? That's got to be right. SK Gaming, a team that have showed a lot of promise. At least they did at the start of the phase, and just haven't really quite delivered on the promise they've showed, right? Jesus Christ.
Everyone gets a beast.
Why is everybody subbing? Thanks, Grimmer. Much appreciated, man. So SK at the start of the phase looked like really strong. They looked really impressive. They were running teams over, but what it was is they played against the lower tier teams, right? They played against the lower tier teams, and they kind of ran over them. And that's the story of SK's split, really. They play against lower tier teams, they run over them. They play against anybody who's finished above sort of 5th or 6th. Anybody who's finished above them, even. They've just, they seem to just get absolutely smashed. The only exception to that rule, I believe, is when they beat Splice just after they had that initial roster change, and they 3-0'd them. They got 3-2'd by Dig as well. Yeah, that's a good point. But it did just, I don't know. There was something that happened with SK. So I thought SK looked really strong at the start. The initial meta, they had Neilma invading the speed. They looked great. They looked really impressive. They seemed like they came up with some smart stuff. But then after that, when we had the XP changes to discourage early invades, and the meta kind of shifted. Thanks for the gifted sub, Grimmer. Welcome to the hashtag HeyNation, Boone. And the meta kind of shifted to make their old style of play less effective, right? So they had to come up with a new way of playing the game, and it felt like at that point they just felt like completely flat. They'd had some good moments after that, some individual good plays, but I feel like from then on they just never looked like they could tango past 20 minutes, which I guess they didn't have to go to at the start, so this might be more of a permanent problem. It did feel like, again, people keep talking about how they finished top 4 at Worlds. And it's the same with SSG, people going about how they finished top 4 at Worlds, and I feel like it. No, not SSG. SSG were top 8. But anyway, SK finished top 4 at Worlds, and people keep talking about it. I don't know, I feel like they played in a United team who were a bit lost. Something happened to that team when they got there. And that Worlds performance seemed kind of irrelevant to me. I think Zapman has looked really strong in ADC. Belair has been consistently improving. Zapman still has the same issues he seems to have no matter what. There was a recent set, I think it was against SSG. He was playing Mori, and there was an Athena support, and he was still looking for solo kills, and he was getting punished for it by the Athena ulting over, and it was such an obvious thing to happen, and he still got this constant over-aggression. That's just so Zap, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I hope he never changes, but I think he'd be maybe a better player if he did. Regardless, SK, overall, I'd say that, like, if they figure out, I just got a random, something just came out of, like, my tooth and into my mouth. I just finished some pasta before the stream. I think it was a piece of red onion. So let me just eat this piece of red onion that somehow, oh, that wasn't, like, in the front of my teeth. That would be embarrassing. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange thing to happen. But anyway, disgusting, says the chat. Ew. Off topic. I'll buy the piece of onion. Let me just... No, I can't do that. Remember to chew it enough. I did. It's gone down. It's gone now. See, look, how do I lose my focus so easily? Like, every time. Right, so SK, I don't think that I would like to see any roster changes for this team. I really like this team. I think the only way we see roster changes for this team is if players get poached by other teams. I had to think about what could happen. Like, at one point I was thinking everybody... I don't share this sentiment, by the way, but a lot of people want to see Andy and Jeff gone from SSG, and maybe you could have Paul and Neil go in there or something. That could be one roster change that could happen, but I just don't see it. I think this SK team will probably stick together and stay as a unit, and I think they just need to, like, there will maybe be a moment for this team or a time where it clicks. I would really like to see it click, and I feel like they are not far away from it at the moment. They just need to figure out what they're doing late game. I always feel like when the game goes past 20 minutes, and that's the way teams play against them at the moment, when the game goes past 20 minutes, even if they have, like, a good late game team, which they normally don't, they draft for the early game still, I feel like. They draft quite early game-based gods and comps. And I feel like when they get past 20 minutes, not far ahead.
Everyone gets a bees.
That's the 28 months, Simon. Please. Come on, man. The YouTube viewers can't see the C word. Maybe it'll be too low resolution. If you're underage, pretend you didn't read that. That word said cool person. We've lost it again. We've lost it again. Anyway, SK, no roster changes for me. Good team, very good early, very bad late. Would like to see them improve late. I think that if they spend this time during the off season practicing hard, drafting late game picks, stalling out games around FG, figuring out how to win like important Gold Fury fights, then I think they'll improve a lot more. I think that's what I'd like to see from them. I think they're the bottom 4 team that are in the best spot. They're the bottom 4 team who will be most disappointed with not making MSI. So yeah, that's the way I feel about SK. I think they're a solid team. I'd like to see them stick together, and I think we will see more of them in the next split. I think we'll see them at Worlds. I hope so anyway. They're definitely the team from the bottom 4 who I think are most likely to make it. Next up, Space Station Gaming.
You get bees, everyone gets a bee.
Thanks very much for the 30 months, Nim. Much appreciated. Space Station Gaming is the next team to talk about. Obviously, they have changed up their roster during the split. We now have Andenster in mid lane and Sino in the jungle. And also they've brought in Alpha Jackal as coach. So there have been a few changes to this team. I would say exclusively good changes in my mind. I mean, the Andy, Ven, Sino thing, I think you count as one change, I guess. I think it made them an overall better team. I think bringing in AJ is definitely a good change for them. So yeah, I think they've made good moves, but what they haven't really made is like a tangible improvement. They don't look that much better. They looked better against Splice. You got to give them that. Splice, a team who have then gone on to look really, really strong. There's a close set against SSG. Could have gone either way. Ended up 3-2 in Splice's favor. And then I don't know. I've been unimpressed with how they've been since then. I feel like not a lot has changed. They've looked okay in the early game, not as dominant as they did before in the early game. It's similar to the Bomb 2 teams, to be honest. And then later on in the game, they crumble. They're basically just a bad SK at the moment, in my eyes. They're SK, but worse early. They can't play around big objectives like Fire Giant. It's kind of crazy that teams haven't quite figured it out yet. Some teams are so much better around it. You'd think this would be like, you spend a couple sessions with your teammates, you study it up, your coach helps out, and you all sit and you look at exactly what teams like Dig, for example. I thought early in the season Dig were the best team around Enhanced Fire Giant. You sit and you look at that, and you'll figure it out fairly quickly, but no, I feel like SSG, you're still pretty lost. One thing that I hear a lot is people saying that Aqua is going to be, the standout player on this team and he's going to dominate. And I feel like he's been pretty invisible, especially the second half of the split. I've been thoroughly unimpressed with him. I've been thoroughly unimpressed with basically the whole roster apart from Barracuda. I think Jeff's been average. I think Sino, since he moved over, has had some good games, some okay games. I think Aqua's been invisible. Aqua played well. I don't think Aqua's done anything. I feel like we've never really seen him dominate a lane. We've never seen him take an advantage out of a lane and carry his team to a win. I don't know. I just don't see it. I think we've seen more from even, guys down the bottom, like Ducky. I feel like has had his day. Like Zalia's had games where he's been dominant in solo and brought that lead over and had an impact, and I just don't feel like Aqua has. I feel like he's done nothing. And I like Aqua, and I think he has so much potential. I think he looked sick towards the end of Season 5. I remember him I think it was against Maniac, he was playing... Was it Achilles he was playing with all the shields and just beating the shit out of him? No, it was Thanatos. He was playing Thanatos in solo and crushing it, and I loved to see it. But I just haven't seen it from him. I think Barracuda's been their most consistent performer, and in the set against... Yeah, there it was Thanavis Zong, Boots 2-star row, you'll remember. And then in the set against SK, I think Barra finally had his bad game for the split as well. He got kind of... That never happened, says Maniac. I don't know how Maniac didn't play around that, by the way, says Meerkat just after. He doesn't see... The Portuguese powerhouse is coming for you, Meerkat. You better hope you never make LAN. That was perfect. That was perfect timing. Yeah, SSG... disappointing. They need to make big changes if they're going to improve. I think a big change that I would like to see from them, that I don't know if this is happening. I had a guess that it might be happening at some point where they talked about, oh yeah, Meerkat's going to LAN, obviously. Yeah, but he's only going to the unimportant SML part, right? SML/SCL. The real LAN is afterwards. Do you guys get to stick around? I guess you do. And of course, Armada will make it. I don't know. We'll find out whether I think Armada will make it or not later on. Classic mean hazer. Mean Twitter guy. Right. Yeah, SSG. So as I was saying, I think they might be moving in together. I don't know if this is complete conjecture. This is just off Barra at the end of one of his streams saying, I think we're gonna go look at houses on Saturday, which was like last Saturday, I think. So what I really hope is this means that they're moving in together. It's complete conjecture. Does that mean it's wrong, Meerkat? Am I wrong? Oh, I'm gonna be sad if I am. It's not for team? Oh. I'm sad about that. I was really hoping I would see them move in together. Him and Destiny were looking for a house. I would really like to see them in a team house. I know it's awkward, especially with like people who are in long-term relationships, but at least if everybody was living nearby and there wasn't like the time, like at the moment I think Sino and Jeff are traveling, if I'm not incorrect, and I think Andy lives nearby, Ven lives nearby. Well, Ven's not on the team anymore. Andy lives nearby. Oh, Aqua and Jeff. Sino, Jeff, Aqua. Okay, there you go. And I know, especially with the older guys, like the guys who have been around the scene for a long time, it's a bit weird to share. It's like being back in college, I guess you Americans would say, or uni for me, sharing a house with people like that. It's a lot. It's a change, I guess, which a lot of people wouldn't enjoy. But I think that in terms of a competitive team environment, you gain so much. You gain so much from being able to talk to your teammates every day. Constantly talking Smite. You know, you don't have, as well, you don't have this time after matches where maybe you don't talk to each other until the next scrim session. You're forced to kind of confront each other and come to conclusions about things. I might just have the worst chance, mate. Yeah, it's a possibility. So yeah, I would like to see them move in together. My take on Andy? I don't really have a take on Andy.
You get bees, and you get bees. Everyone gets a bee.
As for the gifted sub, Danny, welcome to the hashtag Hey Nation, Leah. Yeah, I think living together is a massive thing. And I think that if you're not living together as a team and you don't think it's a detriment, then you're lying to yourself. Like, I thought... Leah. Is it Leah? Sorry. I think I've been in Leah's stream once. Is it Leah? I don't know the answer here. It's Leah. Okay, Leah. Okay, got you. Leah. Yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. SSG overall, don't really think I need to see more roster changes from them. I just need them to sort out their late game, and I think they'll be a better team. I think Andy's already looked better in mid than he did previously, and I'm not fully sold on it, but I wouldn't replace him. I wouldn't really replace Jeff. I think, again, I've said before, there's not a lot of support options. The two that I've mentioned before, they're actually both in chat, Geno and Genetics. The two gens, and I'm not sure how available either of those two are. I wouldn't like to speculate on it or anything like that. We'll see. Maybe some roster changes will happen between Phase 1 and Phase 2. I wouldn't be surprised if SSG made a roster change, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. And I wouldn't say it's bad to do either. I would say that they could keep their roster together and definitely find some success. Do I see this team winning Worlds? Absolutely not. Not a chance. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Fucking clip this and post it when SSG win Worlds later on, defeating Luminosity Gaming in the final. But yeah, I just don't really see it. Next up, Trifecta. Better than they were. Trifecta started off the split kind of strong, the phase kind of strong. Looked goodish, never really won. And then they kind of petered off and got worse and worse until they kicked Lasbra. Again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. kicking. If you don't think getting rid of Lasbra from Oswald was the correct decision, then you have your Pingu hat on way too tight and it's constricting your brain a little bit. I love Lasbra as much as the next guy. Well, probably not as much. Maybe as much as the next guy. Not as much as some people do. I do love Lasbra. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a really good streamer. And I like to watch his streams, and I think he's a good player as well. Was he a good mid laner? No, he wasn't. He never learned the positioning to play in mid. Should he have been playing jungler for that team? No. Maybe at the start of the split you could have said that. But he, I don't know, Weak improved himself as a good player. That's all it is. That's all you can really say on the matter. Weak improved himself as a good jungler. Proved he deserved the spot. And then Lasbra moved over to LG to be jungle, which we'll talk about in a bit. Moswell came into the Trifecta team, which definitely improved them as a team. I would say that out of all the players on that World Championship Splice roster, he was the most who was kind of a role player. You know, he wasn't a superstar. I rated him highly. I think he's really good at what he does, but he was facilitated really well by the guys around him. Which is good stuff from Aurora and Divios, I guess it was at the time, and also, yeah, I guess Scream also. Everybody, I guess, was setting up for him to have an easy time. But Moswell, definitely a good player. Glad to see him still in the SPL. I think he's good to watch. I like the way he plays. Why are you banning people, Danny? What's going on? What? Chat's stressful. Anyway. Mozzie comes in, Trifecta beat LG. Who didn't see that coming, realistically? Well, to be fair, probably quite a lot of people. I thought Trifecta would win. Good stuff from them. Still thoroughly unimpressed with the way they've played so far. I think they've got a lot of improvement to make. Do I see them winning or making Worlds? No, I don't at the moment. We'll see if they show some big improvement in Phase 2. They do have good players, Trifecta. I have question mark. Eonix still hasn't gotten back to where he was, but if he can get there, then like he's the player. I guess him and Wowie are the two players that the question marks are for that team. I feel like everybody else is gonna perform. Weekend's proven he can perform. I feel like he's been less impressive the later the split's gone on. Maybe that's because the early game jungle meta suited him really well and it became less of a thing. When the invade XP got reduced, I don't know. But yeah, Trifecta, I think they will remain a bottom team. Bottom-ish team, not a bottom team, which is of course Luminosity, the next team we're getting on to. Also Trifecta roster changes. I don't know what the chat is with roster lock, so I'm pretty sure there's some kind of roster lock comes in when Phase 2 starts. I don't know if anybody in chat can confirm or deny that for me, but I'm pretty sure there's some kind of roster lock comes in when Phase 2 starts. So if any roster changes do want to come through, as soon as you play a game in Phase 2, you're locked. Said that was a bug when he died to pos the relics. Yeah, it was weird. July 24th, Wednesday, the week before Phase 2 begins. This means that no trades can happen after this date in the Smite Pro League, and no free agent signings can happen from the Smite Minor League. But you can still sign players from out with the Smite Minor League / Smite Pro League. Okay. So that's the case. You can only sign players. So basically, roster changes, Phase 2. They're going to be at a premium. They're not going to be likely unless players step down from the minor league. Yeah, if only the website worked, Quinn. That'd be useful. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe there will be more roster changes. If there was a roster change on Trifecta or LG, what would I like to see? I think that Oceans has been lost. Kiki has been lost. Ionic. I would like to see Ionic get a bit more time. Wowie. I would probably say those two players. I don't know. It depends who you could get, I guess. Kiki in support for Luminosity. I'm sorry, but I like Kiki, I think. I just don't know if he should be there. He doesn't know what he's doing. He dies a lot for the sins of his other teammates as well, which isn't really his fault. But I'm sorry, but he's got to go. I think the thing with LG, I think I've mentioned this before, is the LG guys, they're also likable, including Mollusk. Now he's gone, Lasper's in, they brought one likable jungler out and another one in. I feel like it's hard to shit talk Luminosity, who from a professional point of view, like a professional play point of view, definitely deserve a little bit of a spanking, you know what I mean? They've not been good. They've not looked close to good. The only consistent performer on the team has been Joshi, and they've switched him roles to try and get him more involved, to try and see if they can win games because he's gonna do something for them. But no, I don't know. LG, I would like to see a roster change, at least one. I don't think that swapping out Mollusk for Lasper was a lateral trade, quite frankly. It was a sideways move. It was one, goodish low-level SPL jungler to another goodish low-level SPL jungler. The only reason it was a good trade was because it might refresh their mindset a bit. Xaylia is a great player. Yeah, I rate Xaylia really highly when he plays the game. I don't know if he was in the first split. I think that we've seen top level Xaylia at times. What was it? Fall split. Oh shit. Thank you much for the 5 gifted subs, Cal. Alright, we're gonna wait this out, I guess. Is this gonna... Do they all pop up? There's 2. But Zale's been back on the grind, I think, which is good. Yeah. Remove Sybil's sub. Zell's streaming right now. That's what I like to hear, man. Yeah, I watched the stream the other day. Oh, I've just spilled red wine on my shorts. Nice! Sorry for the shouting. That's what we're talking about, guys. I'm really glad that my cam is slightly high up, because I did just try and put my wine bottle top on my glass of wine. Like, what the Beer and sunshine doesn't do me well for, being articulate and coherent and stuff like that. And words. Do I have work tomorrow? Of course I do. Work every day of the week. I've only taken 2 days off this year, I think. I got a holiday booked in August. Anyway, LG. Zale needs to play the game, and I think he could be like a top level solo laner. Is that all I've got? I got another like 5 bottles of wine. And I hope to see him do that. I think with him grinding the game, that's good. I want to see Kiki / Oceans not in the Smite Pro League. I think that Kiki, he's just, maybe he'd be a good coach or something. I'm not really sure. He hasn't looked good ever this split. He's maybe had one good game. I think he played a good game on Neja, who replaces Kiki. I've talked about this before. If we were going to replace Kiki, it would be nice to see some new players in the SPL. I think so too, Shadow Chair. I think if we replace Kiki, you got to look at... The first 2 you look at are Geno and Genetics for me. From there, I think it's hard. But if you could get either of them, then I think you're in a good spot. Maybe you look for... Geno won't play SPL. Yeah. I can't go to Worlds. I'm an analyst. No, bro. Can Genetics move over? I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I don't know who the other options are at that point. Wow, chat's moving fast. Maybe that's good for me. Half Devil? Nah, he's not a good option. Sorry, Devil. Adapt Twig. No. Fusey won't move? Yeah, I don't think Fusey would move. Also, I don't think anybody knows Fusey well enough to pick him up. Awesome Jake 408 would be interesting. Snoopy roll swap? I could watch it. Astyaniacs? No. Matty Pocket? Yeah, maybe. At least he wouldn't have to move. Mifflin. Irk 94 T850. Jesus Christ. Alright. Breeze is the other one we're saying. Wrong you is the next option, I think. Frosty support. Yeah, I'd be down for some Frosty support. Get the Thor out. The God of Sunder. Princess Tomato. Oh, hell yeah. Right. Do you reckon we've talked about this enough? Any questions about the bottom 4 teams? Ronnie's worse than Sybil or Mineral? Yeah, maybe. Paul Hay? Nah, I wouldn't do it. You think I'm going to take a pay cut to move to Atlanta and play for Luminosity? Then you mean drinking more than I have. All right. Any other questions about the bottom 4? Do you guys think I covered everything? Is there anything that you guys want to discuss? No? Nothing? Next topic. Alright, we're going to talk MSI now. Should we start with the bottom teams? The bottom half of the bracket. How did I feel about Paul's split? I think Paul was okay. I think he was a bit stubborn with the Vulcan at the start, but he got better as time went on, played a bit better. Thought he wasn't as impactful as he has been previously, but I think that's just the general level coming up. Doesn't really play against many bad mid laners. So yeah, I think he's been consistent enough. Apart from when he plays Vulcan. Terrible god. Right. Here we go. Here are your teams that are going to the play-in bracket. Talk about console teams first. Alright. I have watched this team play. I have watched this team play. I have not watched this team play, and I have watched this team play. What can I tell you about them? This one's got Rapio and that on it. This one's the only good NA Xbox team, right? They're the good ones. This one, I think, has the Xbox player on it who's pretty good. Is it Jumper who's on the PS4 at Nemesis? Who's on Nemesis again? Someone's on. And then you've got Out Cold. This has Just Lion on it. It is Jumper. Yes! Matt Coys as well. Ah, Matt Coys as well. Yeah, they were good players when they're on Xbox. Right. Console gets a lot of shit. They are good players. I would say that these teams are all... At least the two... This team... I think at least these 3 are better than the combined teams. I'm not sure about Cold. I'm not sure about the PS4. The 2 Xbox teams I think are better than the EU combined teams, quite possibly. Maybe not better than Stefan's team. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Anyway, I don't think any of these teams will make out the bracket. It's just the way it is. I don't think they have quality practice. I think they're playing on a platform which generally has worse players. I think they're at a disadvantage because of the platform they're on. I think everything is just lined up. Everything is lined up to see them lose. That's what it is. Yeah, I think they'll lose. There's no advantages for them. There's a lot of disadvantages. The thing that could carry a team through is if they maybe come in with some good strats of some kind, and it puts them in a good spot. But yeah, I think it's unlikely. They've got best of 3s, right? They're only going to win 2 games, so it's doable. Other teams, Armada. So this is the number 1 SML team in NA. I think that because of the roster changes they've had to go through, they're a lot weaker than they were previously. Also with the fact that they don't scrim. I don't know if they've been scrimming recently. Am I watching the Women's World Cup a little bit? Have Armada been scrimming recently? Chat? Meerkat? Look, we tried to scrim today, and it didn't work out. That's unfortunate. Well, Baskin is not on the team. Scream is not on the team anymore. They have scrimmed. Good. I'm glad that they're scrimming. That's good. I'm glad that they've been scrimming. I'm not sure I rate them too highly. I think Sanguine are, again, Sanguine, I really enjoy watching Sanguine. And I would like to see them do well, but I don't think they will for some reason. Is it the side lanes? I don't know. When I watch them, I think their jungler is a really good player. The names of Sanguine players are lost to me right now. I'm sorry. You got like Wrong You in support. You got he was my MVP for that tournament. The jungler is really good. Shinto's a beast. We have Mass, not Homie. Yeah. Panatom is the beast Sir Cat player, right? Panatom. Yeah, sorry. And Netrioid ADC, and who's the solo laner? Itchy. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think the Simplicity and Flashpoint are coming out. Jarkor, yeah, Yarkor, I think it's pronounced right. I think these bottom two teams are gonna come out of the bracket. That might just be me being EU biased. Two teams that I have beaten, by the. I think that the two teams coming out of the bracket are going to be teams that I've dominated 2-0, taken down with my sheer God-given talent that I borrowed off Twig. But no, I think these two teams, if Flashpoint can all get their fucking visas sorted, which I hope they do, I think Simplicity are my number one team in the bracket, followed by Flashpoint, followed by Armada, followed by Sanguine, followed by Console. They'll have their visas. Yeah, no, I don't think. I think Fusey. I think it's either Fusey or Casp. I think has to go this weekend or something to get theirs. Flashpoint is Burrito/Optimus Gang. It is indeed. Yeah. I guess it's Casp then. Casp doesn't have his yet. Casp has his Schengen. Yeah, so Casp has his Schengen, so he still has to go to the interview, right? Because I think he has his interview next week because they asked me to sub in for scrims. Cool. That's how I feel about the bottom side. Is there there's a playoff at the end of it for who's number one. I think the number one team will be Simplicity. And that means they get to play against number 2 SPL, right? Which would be Dig. Which is better than playing against Rival. Gotta give them that. Is Dig. They are above PK, right? Still? Yeah, they are. Pretty sure. MSI. Oh, here we go. We got it here. Good job. Article. Oh, here's the bracket. For anyone who wants to see it. In a little bit more of an image form. Thank you very much. The streak up. What a player. Simplicity number 1 due to big brain support. Just say yes, Hazer. Yes, Hazer. And then here's the next side of the bracket. Dig is second seed. That's what I thought. Oh, here's the schedule. Everyone want to look at the Smite schedule? Do you want to see what's... Should we have a look? See... can we... No. What's this? I want to see the error. A is null. A is null. That's what we've discovered. Something's been passed in as null. Probably. It's probably the thing they put in for the current. You know how they have the current week set up on for the schedule to skip to. What they've done, right, is they've done it based on date, and there's no other games on this week, so that's probably why it's fallen over. There you go. That's probably what's going on. Right. let's talk about the top 6 and the SPL teams and their ability to compete at this tournament. And I think that everything that happened recently made this more exciting. And what it did was it made things look better for a couple teams. For me, I think things look better than ever for Rival and Knights. I think they're the teams who are really... can I wax eloquent? Do you mean wax lyrically? Wax lyrically, surely the phrase. I could try. Alright, let's start from number 6. Number 6 team at the moment is Renegades. Renegades came in hot. They came in absolutely roasting. And they cooled off pretty quickly. But they took down Dig, you know, they gave Dig their first loss. They looked really impressive to start off with. And I think that they're coming into this tournament with maybe teams being a little bit more down on them than they should be. People being a little bit more down on them than they should be. I think that all 6 of the SPL teams have an outside chance of winning. I would say that, you know, your Renegades, your United. United are actually the team I think are... I don't know what it is. We'll get onto it in a bit. But I think that Renegades and United are the bottom 2. Which I don't think many people would argue with. I think that Dardes for Renegades is a beast. I think that someone who hasn't really gotten the credit they deserve this split so far has been Raffer. I wasn't sure how Raffer would play being on a team. I think the team environment suits him, where he's able to have a bit more fun. He's probably around people who he gets on with really well, like Funball and Raf have like a bromance. They get on really well together. And then you've got kind of Cherry that holds this team together as like Cherry's kind of the serious glue. Glue is maybe not the right way. He's the kind of he's the serious guy that brings this team back down to earth. The rest of them are quite troll. Nika's not that. I don't think Nika's that troll, but I definitely think that Dardes, Funball, and Raf are. And I think that Cherry has to kind of reel them in a bit, and I think he'll do that job pretty well. I think he's quite a talkative person. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Renegades. Do I think that they'll win? Nah, I think they'll probably lose to Knights, but I think they'll put up a fight. I really like this Renegades roster. I want to see them keep improving as they go on. They looked dominant up against SSG, which I think was what everybody was hoping to see from them. Knights already fucked them once. Yeah, you'd think they would have learned from it, though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Renegades, I like them. I'd like to see them perform. I think that they could definitely be a contender at Worlds if they continue to, you know, clean up a few issues that they have. I think that individually as players, they have like a really interesting play style. I think that they're not really meta followers. They're trend setters in the way they play. So yeah, best of 3 sucks. I agree with that. I wish it was best of 5, but there must be time constraint issues, unfortunately. Next up, let's talk about Splice. Baby, let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Scream and Baskin. Da-da-da-da, that may be. How's that? Yeah, what a song. I made that up on the spot. If you can believe it. Splice are 6. Splice have a chance of winning, for me. I think that they won't win. I still don't think they'll win. But I would like to see them do well. Again, it's another team I like. I really like Kabom in the coach role. I think Kabom, from the outside looking in, I'm not sure if it's Kabom, Cyclone, or Aurora, but they're the only ones who have kind of stayed a part of this team. That is, I think the Splice have been really sick in terms of draft coherency or cohesiveness. You could go either way, but their drafts make sense, right? And their drafts work well together, and they come into every game with what feels like a solid game plan. And their comp always has sort of a purpose to it, you know? There's always like, okay, so these gods work well together and do this. The other good things for them, of course, have been Baskin and Cyclone in the side lanes. I think have both been absolutely absurd. Cyclone, I think, has been the best ADC in the league so far. Spoilers for the player power rankings coming up later. On the other side, I think Baskin's probably up there with the top solo laners, which is really impressive considering he came in from not the best practice in the minor league, but I guess he came in without this bias on how to play the game that the other solo laners might have had from a scrim meta, and that let him kind of do things that other people didn't, which I think was really good for him. So yeah, Baskin's sick, Cyclone's sick, I think Kabom's really sick. I think the move to this team for Venenu has been really good. He's much more of a role player in this team, more of a supportive mid laner. He lets the other players kind of make the highlight plays, and he fills the gaps for them and does what needs to be done. And I think people, you can easily say that as him taking a back step and getting carried, but I don't really see it that way. I like the way he plays. Sometimes he does play the more carry gods, like when he picks up the Merlin, and he looks really impressive on it. So yeah, I've been enjoying Ven's move a lot more since he moved over there. Cyclone, again, everybody in chat is all up on Cyclone, and I agree. Cyclone's a fucking beast. Best ADC is Funballer, not Cyclone. I mean, they played against each other, and Funball got handled. I love Funball, and I think he has been great. I think that was his worst set, but he did get handled by Cyclone in 3 of the 4 games. So, you know, it is what it is. Spice do have a chance of winning. Do I think they'll win? I have a weird feeling that they won't, and I think they could even lose to United, which would be weird. I think they're more likely to win. I'd say it's like 60-40 in Spice's favor, but I think a lot of other people would have it more in Spice's favor than that. I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe the upcoming roster swap that they've got. They might just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just don't have a big feeling that those Spice will win the tournament. United, the team that finished 4th in the SPL. Can you believe that United finished 4th? Like, what the fuck? How did they finish 4th? I don't feel like they played like they were gonna finish 4th, you know? But they did. They came in clutch at the end. Took a couple big wins. Took down Renegades and took down Dig. Which is cool. I just have this, so the thing is, if you look at the United players, I think it's like 5 really good, 4 players who everybody is really hot on and has been for a long time. You're talking Benji, everyone knows he's a beast in solo, right? ADC, you've got Emil, he's come in, Emil is like one of the greatest players in Smite history. He's, you know, a Worlds MVP, a 2-time Worlds winner, no one's really going to complain about. You got Kalas and Ice, 2 of the players on Rival that were just, I don't know, I thought they were incredibly consistent for that team. Ice, the clutch player, I think it's F-Dot brings it up quite a lot, and I agree with him. The Ice came through when Rival really needed someone to step up in a big game. Ice was your man. And talking about Kalas a bit more, I think like there's gods that just historically you don't want to give him. He's the support in the league who has the most like bottom 2 bans against him. I'm almost certain. I feel like if he ever hasn't picked by bottom 2, teams are like, right, ban Ares, ban Fafnir, ban Ares, ban Athena, ban shit like that. And then you got big men in mid who people aren't so hot on. I think that he had 1 offset, but other than that, he's been really good for the team. Who was the offset against? So it was when United had played really hot. I think it was against, was it against PK? Or Rival. Maybe it was Rival. He had 1, like, Big Man had 1 really bad set. It was when everybody was hot on him. It was just at the halfway point of the phase. And everyone thought he was a beast. And then he played against a top team and he did really poorly. But other than that, I think Big Man's been great. I think like bringing back the Agni, I was wondering where the fuck Agni was. He brought it back. He looked great on it. He's kind of brought a god back into the eye of all the teams, which I love to see. I think that kind of shows you when a player is really coming into their own. You got Dardes in the mid lane doing that as well. Dardes and Big Man. The Aplash has come in recently. The Ra as well. So yeah. I don't know. I really like the 5 players on this team, but for some reason, at the moment, I'm just not behind this E United project or roster as a whole. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it maybe is. Do they lack a leader? I don't know. Maybe Kalas and Ice. I've teamed with both of them. Neither of them really strikes me as a leader. Benji doesn't strike me as a leader. Emil, I don't think is a true leader. Big Man as well. Nah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe in my eyes they don't have a true sort of person in command of them who's going to make sure that they scrim properly and they come in properly practice and they get together. I mean, who on this team is saying, right guys, Friday night we all get together, we have some dinner, and then we do draft prep for tomorrow, or hopefully earlier than that, hopefully like Wednesday, we do draft prep and we decide what we want to pick and ban on Saturday. They don't play on Saturdays. What am I talking about? They play on fucking Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays towards the end of the split, but Thursdays and Fridays. So maybe they get together on a Saturday night, right, after they've played their games for the week, and they say, right, this is who we play next week. How are we going to pick and ban against them? They do it again on the Wednesday, whatever else. But what I struggle to see is a bit of a tangent, but who's organizing that? I don't know. I don't know who is for them. That's maybe why I'm down on them. I think that as 5 players, I think that if you put any of these players on a different team, I don't think it would be a big downgrade for any role. I think they're all pretty nutty. They have a coach. They have Ejun. Ejun, is it? Is the coach for United? Unless I'm making that up. Ejuna, ex-console player. Is that who it is? Am I making that up? Ejun. Yeah, it is Ejun. There we go. At least I knew something. Still got the noggin turned on. Anyway. Yeah. I like United as a team. I don't see them having a leader. I hope that this is, again, like, I could be entirely wrong on this. There could be someone in that team who is fully embracing the leadership role and saying, this is what we want to do. This is when we're going to do it. This is how our picks and ban stats are looking. This is what teams are going to... Oh, we don't have a coach anymore. Big Man came... Big Man dropping the truth bombs. The coach is gone. Rip Ejun. We knew thee not well. Fuck, man. Cool. Yeah. Self-coach team now. That's what I'm talking about. BMT. Let's move on. United, I think that Splice take the win here, but this is the... So I think Rival win, Splice win, but I'm not sure. Dig win, Knights win. I'm more sure on Knights winning than I am on Splice winning. I don't know why. I just am. Am I? Yeah, I am. I'm wavering, guys. I'm wavering. Don't take gambling advice from me on this event. Let's move on to Knights. Number 3 SPL, but looking better than number 3 towards the end. I think Knights hit form at the right time for me going into MSI. Like, just for MSI potential, I think they've hit form at the right time. They're on a big up. I think they start clicking. I think Deathwalker and Adapting in particular looked a lot better, which kind of allowed the rest of the team to play better. Vote, I don't think, changed his performance a lot, but he looks a lot better now. Yeah, the teams that I think will be in the 2 placement spots are Flashpoint and Simplicity. Don't use that phrase, Gino. You rascal. Yeah, Knights I think are a top 2 team in this tournament for me. I think they're gonna perform. I think that they're joint favorites with Rival. Am I allowed to say that? Who's playing solo for Splice if Baskin or Sam? I don't know yet. I think they've hit form at the right time in terms of MSI potential. I think that them losing MSI could be beneficial for them again. They're a team that I think would be well motivated by a loss, as I think they were at the start of the split. I think they lost and it spurred them on to keep going and keep doing better, which is good for them. Predict the set scores in the doc? Oh shit. Alright. We'll do that after I've gone through it, so that I know what I'm doing. Why am I using Chrome for this shit? Oh, I can't. Can I do that? There we go. Fuck you, Chrome. I have to use Chrome for Twitch chat because my Firefox disconnects. We'll do that in a bit. Fuck, I'm lost, dude. Hype is beating Flashpoint, mark my words. I don't think so. We'll do it after. Calm down. What, have you missed anything? Nah, just me talking shit. Knights, very good. Think they could win. Think they'd be better not to win, frankly. I think that I want to see them fully motivated. I think they are a team that does well off losing, and it spurs them on a lot. So yeah. Dignitas, number 2. Dignitas were so good at the start, bro. If not, you'll sub. Sure did. Dignitas were so good at the start, and I feel like they fell off super hard, and I really dislike. So when they lost their recent sets, right, it's come out, they talked about they've not been practicing enough and they're not really surprised they lost and stuff like that, and I feel like that's kind of setting them up for a further fall. I want, when you say we lost, I don't know, it almost feels like they're excusing their own losses. I think it was maybe Nate that was saying it. I can't remember. Somebody was getting interviewed about it, saying we've not been playing the game. This is the kick up the arse. We need to play the game again. They didn't. I don't know. I'm not sure that it really will be the kick up the arse. I think the really kick up the arse might come later on. No, I talked about PK. I just talked about PK for like 5 minutes. Didn't I? Yeah. I don't think Dig will win this tournament. I know that, I think that Cuvo and Trix are home just now. Maybe they just don't really care about MSI. I wouldn't blame them. It's not a big deal. A bit of money. I'm not sure what does it have the prize pool? Prize breakdown. Is it? Oh, $200,000 prize pool. That's pretty decent. It's a decent amount of money. 200k total prize pool. Nobody really cares about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's good money though. I'd like to win it. The VOD will go on YouTube when I do it. Nate is also back in EU. Yeah, so teams have made it back to EU to take a chill. I get that. It's good to take a break during the middle of the season, but Dig saying they haven't practiced enough and they're losing games because of it, and then they move back. They go back to Europe to visit family and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not high on them. I think they're probably not going to win. I think they'll lose in the semi-final. Yeah. And then you got Team Rival, number 1. Team Rival, for me, are favorites alongside Knights. Probably, if I had to pick one of them, I'd pick Rival. But I'm really unsure about what's going to happen there. Rival have looked nuts. They've got like some of the most consistent players in the league. I think that if you look at Panda Cat and mid, and you look at Final K and solo, the top one and even PBM and support, I would say that each of them is the number 1 player for their role. Has been nuts. I think that maybe support, you can question it and say, you could say that Trix could be up there. Is the one I would say. Is there a break between MSI and start of next split? Kalas, how long is it between the end of MSI and the start of the next split? Someone will know in chat. We got lots of people who know better than me. It's not 2 weeks. It's not 2 weeks. That's the answer we've got. It must be like 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, so it's a decent bit of time. What's the odds on the Rival vs Rival final? If you bet £10, I will give you £1,000. I'll give you is that 100 to 1? Maths. Your team's on Hawaii afterwards. Yeah, they invited me to that. But I don't know, it's a bit hard for me. Bit short notice. I wish I could have gone though. Yeah, Rival are up there. What was I saying? I think that, yeah, even Twig and Arco haven't been bad for this team, don't get me wrong. I just think that PBM, Panda, and Fine, I think Fine is definitely the best player in his role. I think that Panda is definitely the best player in his role for me. And I think that, what, Hazer's team? Who's saying Hazer's team? What's going on? August 1st, so it's 2 weeks after MSI. Oh, is that it? Only 2 weeks. Twig gonna finally win Worlds? I could see it. Twig could finally win Worlds. I think this rival team is definitely a team that has potential to win Worlds. But yeah, there we go. Let's go through this shit. So you got Hype. Can I do this? Is this easy? Hype Unit versus Flashpoint. Clean 2-0 if Flashpoint has their roster. 2-1 to Hype Unit if they don't. Outcold versus Armada. 2-0. Rival versus Sanguine. Let's have a console team win a game. Simplicity 2-0. Alright, so we got in here, we got Simplicity, Sanguine, Flashpoint, Armada, and then we're going to have 2-1, and we're going to have 2-0. And then we've got Simplicity, these Flashpoint. I think Johnny pops off in one game, and it finishes 2-1. 2! Simplicity. They go through and they win it. Do you reckon I should screenshot this and post it or something? We'll see. So play-in winner number 1. So that's the number... Why is it number 1 and number 2? So this is the second seed. So this is Flashpoint. And this is Simplicity. Alright, let's go. 2-0. 2-1. 2-0. 2-0. And then we'll go to this one. So this is PK. This is Dig. This is Splice. This is Rival. And we go 2-0. And we go 2-0. And we go PK versus Rival. And 3-1 if Mike trolls. 3-0 if he doesn't. Nah, that's nonsense. Let's go a bit more. Let's go this. Let's say that. Fuck it. I got the 2 and messed up the 0 on the third one. Well. Sorry. There you go. How the fuck is SPL BO5 but everything at MSI beside finals is BO3? Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty shit. I don't like it. It's boring. Big not fan of it. Just make the fucking event longer. Yeah, and these are on the same day. Like all these games are on the same day. Why is it not on Friday as well? Does anyone know? Like, what world do you not have these two as best of 5s on Thursday and just have this on a Friday and you have a show match or something? Like, how hard? I don't know. I already had Coop tweeting at me about like timings and complaining about timings, so I can't complain about it now. He's pre-moaned at me about it, so I feel like I can't. Oh, where's Sue? I can complain about it? Well, there you go. I did anyway. I'm not happy about it. I wish the event was a day longer or something like that. They said they wanted it on a weekday, but they could have it on a Friday. They have games on Friday all the time. It could be Friday. I don't understand. But it wouldn't be a week. It would be a Friday. This is Thursday. As the All-Stars start on Friday? Oh, the All-Stars one day. Yeah, like, I mean, I get that it sucks having to pay your talent more and having to get them to work on a weekend, but like, come on. Come on, man. It sucks working on weekends. I work on weekends more than one weekend a year, you know? One of the employees to have a consistent schedule. It's still consistent if you have... Yeah, it is a joke. I'm not a fan. I mean, I guess they will be doing it, like, Worlds will be a weekend, right? Fucking hope so, because it'll be it. Yeah. No laugh. Yeah, a couple times a year. They could definitely do it. I'm not a fan of the fact that they don't. I would rather it was at the weekend. I would definitely be able to do more content if it was the weekend. Let's have a look at the timings of the games. Do we have that? I guess they'll start on 11, will they? So, they'll start at like 4 my time. 2 tourneys, and they're both short-lived and rushed. And also, like, the other thing is that MSI is at LAN, so it doesn't feel like a LAN. We'll see how the players feel afterwards, but I feel like people are gonna say, it was it didn't feel special. It didn't feel bad to lose. There's no crowd. There's no anything else. We'll see though. That's a year and a half, Math. Welcome back to the Hey Nation. Much appreciated, bro. Right. I'll probably do this off here in case I don't want you guys to see my Google sheet of all my porn sites. Oh, that's the first thing that came up. Porn sites. By which I mean SPL Power. No, this is the wrong SPL Power Rankings. This is the old one I did, where it was who would win in a fight between the different teams. Back then, Dig were a dominant team in terms of a fight. They were really strong. This Dig roster I don't think will ever be beaten in terms of who's the strongest. I was rated a 7 by people who weren't me. I wasn't allowed to rate myself. But yeah, this Dig team, I don't know, man. You wouldn't mess with it. We need an update fighting team. Maybe that'll be a thing we do. Ben is hench now. I haven't seen him since he started hitting the gym so much. Oh, fuck. Where do I find mine? I gotta go to Google Sheets and see if I can find this. Untitled spreadsheet? That sounds like it could be. It is! Untitled spreadsheet. We found them. What do the numbers mean? Like, it's what rating in a fight from 1 to 10. Basically. Adapting, yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. A 3 for fails. You're a 2 now. You've gone down. You've gone down 1. Fuck me. You couldn't fuck me if you wanted to, bitch. Alright. Let's go. We got a new thing. I guess we can. Yeah, let's fuck it. Let's do this. Alright. What do you mean a team fight? What do you want about team fight? It's a fist fight, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ, Fails. You are dumb as fuck. Jesus. Oh. Fails. I mean, if he's that dumb, he's got to be able to throw a punch, right? Jesus. Right. That's fucking... how did I do this before? Did I just do this? This probably makes... Why don't I just move it all? Why am I such an idiot? Does that work? Alright, let's do it. And I guess this can all fuck off down here and get fixed at some point. It's all nonsense at the moment. So, Player power rankings. This is where we were at last time. Renegades entering into the scene halfway through phase 1. Finally get ranked. I know that this is what they've been waiting for the entire phase so far, is to finally see where they fall on the Hazer official player ranking tier list, sponsored by Mountain Dew and Doritos. And our Mountain Dew solo lane MVP is Fine OK. #1 player, stays consistent. We got it right previously. Gotta keep him up the top. Oh, I should remove the players who no longer exist. So Divios is now he's that fucking Baskin guy. Anyone else been removed? Laspra is now Moswell, and Andenster is here, I guess. Oh no, this doesn't make sense. So who's their mid laner? Their mid laner is Moswell. Their mid laner is fucking Venenu. Oh, there's so much fixing to do. Mollusk is Laspra. Venenu is Andenster. Andenster is Sino. And Sino is Scream. Is that fine? He's going back to study. Did I fix it all? Did I miss anything? I think we did it. More M's? How many M's is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. It should be 6, right? It's 6 M's. It's 5? I thought it was 6. 5. Why is everyone saying 5? You sure it's not 6? Does he get triggered when it's 5 instead of 6? I feel like I'm getting trolled. Oops. Whoa, what did I do? Oh no. Alright, it's 5 now. Betium is Emil. There we go. There's the other change that we're missing. I'm not doing Emil's shitty name. What a terrible fucking name Emil's got. No offense, dude, but your name is fucking awful. I hate that shit. Haha, I changed my name. Got him. Nah, bad banter. That's up there with Org saying, haha, we're kicking this player. No, we're not. We're kicking a different one. Got him. It's a similar one. Also bad banter. Should never have been done. Anyway. Let's kick it off. Fine, okay. #1 solo. Hey, Sigriff. How you doing? #2 solo. So solo, I feel like it's a bit weird at the moment. Who's been real good in solo? Oh, really? They had to change his name. I think I'm going to go Baskin. Baskin #2. Deathwalker stepped it up a lot. #3. #4, Benji, Variety. They're the next two. Or Nika. Benji, Variety, Nika are all kind of competing around this area, I feel like. Baskin over Fine OK? No, absolutely not. Benji for sure. Nika P for sure. So I think the issue I have is Benji against Nika. I would say went in Benji's favor, so I'm going to have him above. Coach rating 2? Nah. It's nonsense. Like, you can't rate coaches. Here we go. Mid tier list side note. People who try and rate coaches, what the why are you ranking them off? What do you fucking know? People, even people when they used to say I was a good coach. How do you fucking know? What do you think I'm doing? What do you guys know about what Slaney does? I don't fucking know. And I have a better idea than almost all of you. So, like, who gives a shit? On World's outfit, I will definitely do that. I'll rate you guys on outfit during the first stream. Right. Anyway, that was a side note. Congratulations on the Coach of the Year. I'm gonna have Nika above Variety. Nah, I'm not. I'm gonna have fucking Nika and Variety, man. They're so close to each other. This could go either way. Like, they're both really good. I think that these top 6 are significantly better than the rest. And I'm gonna have Belair. Then I'm gonna have Holy shit. I think Aqua's bottom. Is that outrageous? I think Aqua's bottom. I think I'm going to have Zalia. I think he stepped up a bit. Then Ducky. Then Aqua. That's how I'm going to have it. This is my tier list. This is where I'm going to have it. Zalia, yeah, he's been better than he had been previously. Previously, he was bottom. He stepped up a bit. Ducky having to be playing losing matchups, yeah, but also, I mean, yeah. Aqua's bottom because, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. He's invisible. He doesn't do a lot. He's hiding, I feel like. Which I think is... I think hiding is... I said this in a previous set. It was where SSG lost. Who did they lose to? I can't remember who it was they lost to. And they had game 1 he popped off on Rat, and game 2 he played awful on Bats or something. But I remember that set, I was like, Andy had a really bad game, but he kept doing things, and it annoyed me that if I felt like actually at that set, both Aqua and Ven were hiding a bit, but more Aqua. I do feel like he hides a little bit. Jungle. Jungle. It's hard. Jungle's hard. Will I be able to stream some of MSI? Yeah, I hope to stream as much of it as I can. I'll be at work for some of it, unfortunately, because it starts at like 11. But I'll try and restream as much of it as I can. Yeah, Jungle... Twig's been good, but I don't know if he deserves number 1. I guess Jungle is hard to play at the moment. That's why none of these players have really been standout. I think I'm going to give number 1 to Cuvo because of how well he played towards the start. Right now, he's still been good. He's not been nearly as outstanding as he had been previously. But he has been good. Then I'm going to go Twiggy. Then I'm going to go Kenneth. I think Kenneth a step... actually, you know what? I'm going to have Kenneth here. Oh, no. That's not going to go well, is it? Does this work? No. I'm going to have... Adapting, sorry, Kenneth. For those of you who know his name is Kenneth. And I'm going to have Benjamin. Maybe I should do it all by first names. I don't know Scream's first name. How dare I have Deathwalker third? Yeah. I'll move him down to 4th. Move Benji up for you. There you go. Jungle's kind of hard to rank. I agree. I think it's really hard. 4th. Cherry, Ice, and Scream are the next 3. What order they're in is a question mark for me. I think I'm gonna go Scream, Cherry, Ice. I feel like Ice is down the bottom because he's been a little bit less consistent than the other 2. Next we're gonna have Sam. Then we're gonna have Sino. Then we're going to have Weaken. And then we're going to have Laspra. Weaken stepped off the gas a lot. It is what it is. Scream over Ice? Yeah. Sam over Ice? Nah. Don't think so. Although Sam has been the one who's driven the early game success for SK, but I just struggle to rank them highly when they can't think outside the box. I refuse to do that. Cherry over Scream? Yeah, I could see that. I just think... in the actual Splice versus Visa matchup, I think I've been calling them their actual name throughout the stream. My bad. Can I speed this up a bit? I can. No way is Cherry over Scream, no chance. Yeah, I think Scream's be better. Mids, again! I have one correct. No movement for my boy Panda Cat. Stays at number 1. Again, I've said it before, these 2 players have been unbelievably consistent for their teams. But I love it. So yeah. Next up, who's going to be number 2? It's going to be Big Man. Stepped up big time recently. For me, I've liked to watch him. I'd like to be him. He's a good man. Next up, Dardes. Real solid in the mid lane. Had some stuff banned out. But Dardes has looked real strong. He gets a lot of farm. Maybe if because he has such a farm advantage, maybe he looks better. But that's where he is for me. Then the Dink. Then Hurry. Then Van or Paul. Van or Paul. Yeah, I agree that top 3 for mids is kind of nutty. I think I'm going to have Paul in. I think he's had a better end to the split than Van has. And then Van here. They swapped places, have they? 6th and 7th. Yeah, they have. Yeah, then Mozzie. Then Andy. And Oceans. Maybe I should go from the bottom up. Do you think the bottom up would be easier? I think Paul has actually been pretty bad this split. I think he started the split really badly, is what I would say. Oh, you guys want the bottom to the top? Alright. I think Ven stepped up a lot since he changed team. Paul plays for KDA. Does a lot of player damage, which is good. Anyway. Bottom. Ionic. And then, right, so, like, these ones are so easy, dog. Bottom 2, like, definitively. And these 2 are the bottom by a significant amount, by the way. Sorry, Ionic, sorry, Kiki, but you both have not been very good. It is what it is. Neither has really performed. Next up for me, Jeff Hindler. And I think he's significantly above Ionic for what it's worth, and I'm not down on Ionic, like on Jeff, like a lot of people are. Yeah, I just don't really rate him. Neil's been sick. Poor kid. Next up, Neil. I feel bad putting Neil this low. For the record, the top 8 for support is really stacked, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna have Neil here. Top 6 is even more stacked, dude. Like, there's no way I put Neil above these. Like, I was like, man, I feel bad having Neil 7th. But then I'm like, dude, these 6 are such good players. And have all been really good. Let's have... Fuck! Aurora. I really like Aurora as a player, and I think he's really good. But I think he's been a bit one-dimensional, more one-dimensional than the other supports. So I'm going to have him here. His Herc has been nuts. His Kumba has been pretty... Ah, fuck, dude. Can I even put... Nah, I can't put him there, dude. I'm sorry. I'm going to go... Nils has not been bad. I'm sorry, Nilsy. You know I love you. You shouldn't... You don't deserve to be number 6 on a fucking tier list. I'm going to go Nils, then Aurora, then Kalas, then Raffer, then Trix, then PBM. That's where I'm going to have them. Kalas 4th. What's everybody got against my ratings here? Raffer's way too high? You don't agree Mosey is that low? Switch Kalas and Aurora? I'm not changing it. Aurora's carrying Splice? Nah, he's not. Aurora's have you guys watched the games? Aurora's carrying Splice? Like, what? What? Aurora carries the early game. Yeah, he stands in front of people. As a Herc. He's really good at Herc. I think Aurora is definitely good. That's what I'm saying. I think they're all really good. But saying that Saying that Aurora carries Splice when you've got fucking Baskin and Cyclone running the games and controlling the games. No way in your mind. Well, I feel bad for Nils being here. Like, I don't think he deserves to be this low. But I'm not sure how to change it. Because I think that Raffer has been the most consistent player on the Visa roster and has been really good for them. Really good for them. He's played other gods well as the Capri, man. I think Raf's been really good. Anyway, it's contentious. That's the way I like it. I like it contentious. It's good. Move Raffer to number 1. Trix lower. Trix has been nuts for Dig, though. Trix has been so... Like, over the split, you're telling me that Trix has been bad? Why the team's not properly color-coded? I don't know, dude. I'll fix it one day. Can you be purple, please? Absolutely not. I'm not changing the colors. Fuck that. Can't be bothered. Trix has been real good. I'm not changing it, but... Right, we'll put a note. Note. Top 6 supports are fucking nuts. And all deserve number 1. How about that? We'll bold it. Are we happy? I should probably move it along, man. ADC kind of stacked too? Yeah, but... Right, we start from the bottom. Wowie. Wowie's number 10. I don't think there's a question. He's also... Yeah. Yeah. Wowie's number 10. Excuse me, MVG? You are... out of mind, bro. Oh shit, ADC is so stacked. No, I'm not doing thick brackets. I'm not doing any of that shit. I can't be bothered. It's a tier. It's meaningless. It's a fucking tier list, right? I don't care if people think I'm an idiot because of it. You think Emil's 9? Yeah, I think he is as well. Sucks, dude. Or is Joshy 9? Nah, I'm gonna have Joshy here. And then I'm gonna have Mr. Kuda. I'm gonna have Mr. Z. And then I'm gonna have... This is where it gets tough. Araxi or Arkil? Joshy over Barra? I mean, they've both performed... I spelled Barracuda wrong. How did I do that? They've both performed well in a bad team, but Barra's performed better. You think Arkil is next? Yeah, it's either Arkil or Nate, I think. I think these are the next two. Nate came off the boil a lot, but I'm still going to have him above Kenny. I love Kenny, but I feel like he's been a bit of a passenger on the rival team. Been a bit of a tower hitter, you know? Got some solo kills though on Zatman. That was great to see. Arkil versus Zatman was sick. And then we're going to have... Funballer. Oh no, what have I done? I fucked up. And then we're gonna have Vote, and then we're gonna have Cyclone. The last two are a mess. Flammy needs to be higher. Yeah, I could see that. It is what it is. It's all subjective, isn't it? You would swap Arkil and Vote? Yeah, I'm debating over Vote. I'm debating over Vote being that high. Has Emo really been that bad? ADC's kind of stacked. Like, these two are on bottom teams, but have been, like, the best players on their team by far, right? Cyclone top? Yeah, easily. Yeah, I'm going to move Vote. I'm going to move Vote. You know what, chat? I've been convinced. He's moving. I'm not moving from... Fuck it, dog. This is what we're doing. I've been convinced. I've thought about it. Nah. Is it? I don't like Arkle being that. I don't know if he's deserves number 2. Funballer 4? He's been good. Funball 2nd? I love Funball. But I think he had a definite blip. It was after they played against... After they played against Splice, Nika and Funball got handled by Splice, and then they kind of took a big step down. I think it was for 1 or 2 sets after that. If Funball had kept his consistency from the start of the split, he'd be like my number 2. But he didn't manage that. So he's slipped down to 4, I think. Zap's early game is nuts. Yeah, Zap's a great player. I like to watch Zap. Anyway, I think I'm gonna commit to this. This is where we're at. And yeah, we'll do the adding up. So rival are gonna be our number 1. Wait, should I just do the adding up here so that oh god, so I don't fuck it up. So we got 1, 3. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. So despite Rival having such a dominant position in the tier list, they're actually lower than Dig were in the last one, which is nuts. Look at that. Thank you very much for the subscription, Soxy. 15 months. Much appreciated, my friend. Right. So Dig are... Oh, gee, how is Variety number 6, dude? How does this make sense? This tier list is so fucking wrong. 6, 7... 12, 14, 19. If you guys don't want to sit and me watch me do maths, you can add them up ahead of time. Oh, I should just do it down here, shouldn't I? 19. Splice 2, 6, 13, 18, 19. United. 4, 10, 12, 16, oof, 25. LG 46, thank you. SSG 42, thank you. This is where someone's just fucking with me. 3, 5, 9. Fuck math. 3, 5, 9. 15, 19. Have we got 3 teams on 19? Jesus Christ, I fucked it. SK33, 19 Splice. I already did that. Thank you though. Visa 20. Is that it? No, Luminosity hasn't been added up. 8, 30, 8, 46. Oh, there's still 46. Did I already put that in? No, someone must have told me that, right? You actually can't see the text for Visa because you're colorblind? That's nuts. I'm sorry, Mando. I'll do my best. PK is 18, not 19. 3, 5, 9, 15, 18. Sure they are. Good mathsing. Nice. That makes things a little bit more clear cut. I guess we'll have... So, because Splice are better in my mind, they're higher than Dig. Oh, shit. No. So how do you guys feel about the team rankings overall? If you look at the teams, they're almost in the order that they qualified in. Would Yama be an instant pickup? I mean, not by any of the teams he would join, in my opinion. I feel like he wouldn't join many of the teams. SSG switches for the trifecta? Oh shit. Oh, poor SSG, man. That's nuts. Sorry. 42 is indeed bigger than 40. Good job, everybody. Would I put Splice if they had SOT or whatever instead of Blaskin? It's hard to say. Like, you can't really see until you see them playing. The F should be 45? Oh. Alright, so... Fucking hell. So they should be... let me just... Can I just... Thank you. Thank you, chat. 9. Someone told me wrong. Someone said trifecta 42. Let me find them and shame them. One sec. Okay, I can't. Oh, it's SSG 42 maybe? I don't know. Maybe I just added up wrong. Maybe I'm lit. My bad. Okay. Cool. How do you guys feel about that? You guys think that's fully insane? I feel like the team orderings, the way I've got it, is actually my exact opinion right now. So I think that how it's worked out overall hasn't been too bad, right? Dig should be over Splice. Right now, you think Dig, if Dig and Splice played, Splice would win? No, Dig would win? I think they absolutely wouldn't. What's the latest based on? Individual performance. Nothing really. It's just fucking bullshit guesswork. You know what I should have done at some point? Just like done this. Oh, no. I want to scroll in! Time to rate the top 10 Combine players. I don't fucking know. Matty Pocket. It's not Combine. Yeah. Just thinking Emmett. Mid-season invitational, bro. Anyway. How are you guys feeling about all? Are we happy? Did I do good? Zap should be a bit higher. Above who though? I don't think I have him above any of the top 5 ADCs. I think the ADCs are beasts. Thank you, Delirious Pixel. I enjoy doing them. It's so fucking warm, by the way. Holy shit. Above Ataraxia? Did you see Ataraxia at the start of the split was insane. Personally, you would put Sam for Soccer 2. Why has he not got a 2 on the end of his name? Let me just adjust that. Take off my clothes. Oof. Yeah, variety number 6 is nuts, I agree. Like, these solo laners have all been incredible. These solo laners have been beast. Like, thoroughly impressive. These supports have been thoroughly impressive. These ADCs have been thoroughly impressive. For me. SML EUNA to the tier list. It would be fun to think if you think some players are better than SPL players. I mean, I do. But I don't know, it's so much effort to do that, Alka. The players that I would have above people in here, I would have Geno and Genetics above. I have Genetics above both Ionic and Kiki. I probably have Geno above both as well. I would have like several mid laners above Oceans. Not above Jeff? Yeah. I'd maybe have Genetics above Jeff as well. Yeah, I probably would. Hard to say though. You don't play against anywhere near as good competition, and when you do, you lose 2-0 to Outcalled Gaming featuring Hazer. Well, I mean, if Genetics is better than Jeff, does that not mean I'm better than Jeff? So, Hazer over Genetics over Jeff. How's that fair? I mean, have you seen Prime's Ho Yi and have you seen Panther's Ho Yi? Dominant. Mid lane wise, I'd have Panther, Prime, Farah above Oceans. Probably Borchi as well. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'd have those 3 above. Oh, jungle wise. I mean, you got Johnny Fails and yeah, I said Farah. You got Johnny Fails and I don't know, man. This is a dumb thing to do. I can't be bothered going through this. It's a lot of effort. Who gives a shit? Some SML players are better, but we won't know because they play in the league. Johnny sharing number 1 with Cubo. Yeah, if I was open, then Johnny number 1. Rate you. Your shit fails. You're 3 out of 10. Alright. At some point, we'll have to update this. We'll do the fight tier list. I reckon we do this. Maybe we'll do it next week or something, right? And we'll, or maybe during the MSI, we'll do the fight thing because we'll get a good look at all the players, right? We'll get a good look at them up close and in the flesh, and we can see how like firm their handshakes are, things like that, and we can maybe upgrade our fight tier list. But here's the state of play for now. Anyway, on that note, my monitor's a little bit dirty. I want to say thank you all very much for watching. Let's all say goodbye. Oh, that's not what I want. To the YouTube people. Thanks for watching, YouTube people. Subscribe, hit the bell, comment and like all the YouTube things that people do. And yeah, I'll see you next time, YouTube.